The next letter in our acronym is faith. Previously, I used to struggle with this a lot, and that's quite coincidental because I'm a man of faith. As a leader, as someone who wanted to develop influence, I used to think I will only give them responsibility when they show themselves worthy, when they prove to me that they're able to handle the responsibility. But that is not how you develop influence and inspire others. Building influence in your team is about having faith, empowering them, and making them understand the vision through proactive action and taking steps. Faith is a critical point to build influence in your team. It's about giving them the confidence, giving them the autonomy, allowing them to make decisions that empower them to make proactive and bold steps that allow them to take more responsibility and effectively transition as future leaders. Think of it today. What ways can you have more faith in your team? Could you maybe invest more time and give them skills? Could you give them projects that allow them to grow? Could you give them projects that span beyond their usual responsibilities? And you have faith that they're able to solve the problem themselves because when they come to it, they'll be more confident and they'll be better leaders. Can you give them access to different technologies? Could you give them access to different experiences? By having faith in your team, you inspire influence that allows them to take action and grow beyond the normal trajectory that you may have planned had you not had faith in your team. Hebrews 11:1, one of my favorite and most foundational verses, it says, "Now faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen." If you break that down, the first word in that Bible verse is now. It's not just a placeholder. You have to enter into a now in order to exhibit faith. So you might just be sitting there. Have a think of your team. Have a think of the people you are trying to lead. Have a think of places where you want to have greater influence. And think to yourself, what can you do to inspire them and have more faith inside them? If you look at the Bible verse, it says, is the substance of things hoped for. So let's pause there. Sub means below, stance means to stand on. That means you are standing on faith. And then it goes on to say the evidence of things not seen. So you need to stand on the foundation of faith, even though you don't see them, even though you might not see the outcome, see it in your brain and act in faith to walk them, to champion them towards your desired outcome. That's how you become an effective leader, and that's how you build strong influence. The next step in our acronym is leverage. As you are developing the vision, you need to leverage other people's skills, other people's talents, and combine it so you have the maximum level of influence. As you are developing your vision, you need to recognize it's not just your vision, it's our vision. You need to learn to bring your team with you, bring them into the vision. When it comes to leverage, the key thing I want you to recognize is people support what they create. Start finding ways to include them in decision making. Think of their desires and how you can incorporate that towards the overall mission. Think of how you're encouraging other people to share their thoughts and to share their perspectives. If people are involved in the ideas and the brainstorming, they feel more empowered. They will put their best effort and you will be able to achieve your desired goal. Some of the questions I want you to think of when it comes to leverage is, how am I utilizing team skills? Am I getting out the maximum impact from everyone? Where are we underutilized? Is there anyone else I can leverage? What do we stand for? How can we be better? If you keep these questions in your mind, you'll have better leverage and as a result, better influence. One of the ways that I've learned to do this is by being very present in feedback. I listen to the thoughts and perspectives of my team, those I work with, and I incorporate the constructive criticism and the ideas so that I can be better. Even in my relationship, previously, I went through a very challenging relationship. And instead of blaming the other person, I thought to myself, what are the behaviors that I exhibited that caused certain reactions, that caused certain arguments? And when I started to be introspective, I was able to really highlight the traits that were disempowering, and I was able to bring up traits that were more empowering. And this made me a better person overall. And now I have a lovely girlfriend that I'll soon call my wife. But I believe by leveraging the feedback and being introspective, I was able to be someone who attracted the godlike nature. I was able to become more attractive and be a better partner for my future wife. The next word is understanding. It's extremely difficult to have impact and influence if others don't understand your vision. So take time to explain people. Use parables. Try to bring them on board and ensure that they understand every step. I remember when I first started my business and I had a very, very smart intern. I used to give a lot of instruction and he would do it. But then I'd always have feedback because I would want him to do more. However, taking the time to explain the certain decisions and make him understand the outcome, he not only focused on the activity, he was able to focus on the result. And as a result, he was bringing in ideas that were better than what I'd initially thought. So my key takeaway for you is always ensure your team, those you are leading, understand what you are trying to achieve at every step of the way. It's so important because the better that we get them, the more success we have. The key things I want you to consider when it comes to understanding are as follows. Understand the people who you're working with. Understand their triggers. Understand what they like, understand what they dislike, understand their ethics, understand their patience. Have a full critical understanding of the people so you can get the best out of them.